Well, the name Son of Jacob comes from the title of the EP. The title of the EP is God Will Increase. Basically, taking the little that I have and following what seems to be this opportunity to make this music. Just, okay, well, let me take what I have. Let me take these rhymes that I have and throw them together. I'ma just give it out and then see what God do with it.
Well, now that my face is full of popcorn, and I'm probably going to choke on it at some point. Joe, thanks, man, for being on the Songwriter Snack Time podcast. And appreciate you taking the time. People don't know, but you got a little bit of a bum foot right now, but you're healing up. How are you today, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you for having me.
Give people a little bit of backstory, man. Like, we have a little bit of a backstory. We went to church together for a little bit, and I think that's how we first met and got connected.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know more than that, how did you get to this point? Because so much of even your rapping style, like everything, there's a history there of like how you got there. So like, man, tell everybody about your upbringing and where that came from.
I was actually born in Papua New Guinea in the Pacific. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I love your humor too, bro. I love it.
Now, I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. The way I was born is I spent like a specific amount of time on one side. Then I lived in this neighborhood, and I lived in that neighborhood. So most guys can say, oh, I'm from South Park, or I'm from Third Ward. And I've told people like different stuff at different times because I never really had a place. You know what I mean? But now I just say I'm from the east and north side. I spent a lot of time, if you're from Houston, if you're familiar with Houston, like near North Shore, Wood Forest, Wallaceville area. Okay. Stayed in Channelview, stayed in Fifth Ward for a lot of the time. For a while I did say like, oh, I'm from Fifth Ward, but I don't like really know a lot of people there. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't really have a place to say like, oh, I'm just from this place. But I now just say I'm from an area, and it used to make me really insecure. You know what I mean?
So many people are like, I rep this area.
Exactly.
You know
and you wanna be like that. Yeah. But like I just never been in the street like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If anything, I got saved when I was 16.
Can I ask, were you into music at that point, at 16?
Yeah, because I got introduced to Christian rap at like 13.
Okay.
But I was going to church when I was with a certain family member. If I would spend a night at her house, but if I wasn't, I would just be at home. You know what I mean? So, like my musical background when I was little, was mainly like the regional stuff. Like who put me on rap was the Hot Boys. Like where I was like consciously on rap was Lil Wayne, Juvenile. Like, oh man, what is this? And then when I was like on the east side, I break that time in my life of when I was like born to like 8 or 9 years old, like the child part of my life. That's when everything was pretty much cool. You know, it wasn't really a lot going on in life. When I was that age, I listened to like a lot of Aaliyah, a lot of Timbaland, a lot of the music that my aunties was playing. You know what I mean? Yeah. They play Aaliyah, Jagged Edge, Lauryn Hill, and all of that. So I grew up with a real like kind of R&B background when I was little. Then I got older, kind of in the rap. But once I turned about 11, 12, like preteens to teenage years, that's when I got into, like really, really got into rap. And I knew my dad was from LA. So I was just trying to listen to Tupac, trying to listen to Eazy-E, Ice Cube, you know, like anything from the West Coast. Just to say, oh, I listen to this, I listen to this, you know. Or I'm from LA, you know, I got some type of connection to LA. After that, like I said, I got put on Christian rap.
What was the first Christian rap that you ever remember?
Gospel
listening?
Gangsters.
Oh, I've heard so many people talk about Gospel Gangsters.
Gospel Gangsters. I was I think that was actually when I was like 9. I heard of the Gospel Gangsters and I heard of Kurt Franklin on like the same day because they did a song together. And my godmama was like, "Y'all heard of the Gospel Gangsters? Y'all heard of the Gospel Gangsters?" And they was from the West Coast. So like I was like, "Oh man, it was good." But I didn't like buy a CD and go like, "Oh, I listen to the Gospel Gangsters now." Like I eventually started listening to them later on, but that was the first time I heard of it. The first real person, like real Christian rappers that I got put on was The Truth.
I forgot about that guy.
Really? He still make music. Yeah.
I remember listening to some of his stuff.
Yeah, he nice. That was a dude back in the day. But and then like once you hit one person, you find your way to find everybody.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's because featuring on everybody's song and stuff like that.
Even though I did like listen to other music, I never found my niche in quote unquote secular music. I just listened to what everybody else was listening to. But like when I listened to Christian rap, I knew exactly who I liked and who I didn't like. And then I started trying to rap. This is probably the longest intro you ever got.
No, this is. I was about to ask you. Did you always think that like, hey, I think I can do this. I think I can rap, or I think I can write, or what part did it start with?
I think it was when I just started writing. I was wanting to have more God, wanting to be saved, but really didn't know how to be saved. So at one point when I was like 14, I tried to kind of be saved on my own and like, I'm going to live for God now. I didn't know how hard that was. So I did that and I thought that I couldn't be around anybody. Like I can't be around my old friends, they of the world. So I ate lunch by myself. When I sat and ate lunch by myself that day, I wrote this poem. I just wanted to write. I don't think I ever like really wrote like that before, but I just was like, man, I'm finna write this poem. And the poem was like 5-6 pages long.
That's a long poem.
It was a long poem. And I would perform it for people and they would sit there for like 15 minutes of me just saying this. But that was the first time I remember like writing. You know what I'm saying? Like from then on, I would write poetry. And then one day, I had a homeboy named Carl. I don't know who asked first, but I was like, either me or him was like, okay, we got a beat, and I can record it where you at. I'm like 17. I can record it where he at. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Go back.
Okay.
So after that, I would write, but then I left the faith. Quote unquote, left the faith. I was never really saved.
I can't do this church thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't do this church thing. I want to be on what my friends is on, so I'm going to do this. Eventually, I actually do get saved.
That's at 16.
That's at 16.
Okay.
So I had a close family member pass away. He died. And at that time, I don't know. I just broke down. I was living a life that I knew I didn't want to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like I was like right at that verge of kind of fully going off the deep end. And I just came to church. I cried, uncontrollably cried.
Yeah.
One of my person I really looked up to at that time had like he grabbed me and kind of did the altar call with me. And that day I believed in Jesus.
Yeah.
And I was saved that day. And then I went home. I was all happy, and just kind of kept living. But I had to clean up my room a couple, I guess, months after that. Maybe a year after that because I was 17. But I was cleaning up my room and I found that old poem book. Now that I tell the story, it sounds like a story. It don't sound like a.
And then I slowly opened it.
No, I'm saying it sound like I'm realizing like, man, I lost that poem book. I wasn't saved. I was done away with it. I got saved. And then I just randomly found that book again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, man, that sounds like a story, know?
Yeah. You should write about that.
I know.
You don't still have that poem book today, do you?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that thing been gone.
Yeah.
But after I saw I could write in that, I just saw that I could write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is amazing. And then I went to Carl and we found a beat and just started trying to rap from there. And then from there, was trying to rap, trying to work with some people, trying to work with the church that I was going to. About like signing like a deal or a partnership or whatever. But I was trying to find me as a writer.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of bad songs. You know what I'm saying? I made a lot of bad songs, but I also made some good songs. Fast forward after that, I just kept writing. You know what I'm saying? Like kept writing. Sometimes I
even if you aren't recording stuff, it's like just
kept writing. Just kept writing. And then if anything, I could hold it in my head. So from that point on, it just became a thing that I knew how to do. I got married, had a son. Even before I had a son, but I got married, and I just didn't really have no means to do rapping like that, and I wasn't really concerned about it. I was happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just left it alone. And then what happens always is I would find somewhere to write or rap and like just kind of be in a creative space. And when I get in that creative space, I feel like nothing can stop me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once I feel like nothing can stop me, like everything of fear, sadness, like, oh, I can't do that because this happened, it like just goes away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm able to sit there and
you're basically like in the zone of some sort of freedom.
Like I can do it. Like, oh, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. Oh, that sound dope. No, they don't. You know what you're not. Your yes is yes and your no is no. You're not wondering how it's gonna look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had just got married. I didn't have a job at the time, so I was just at home. You know what I'm saying? And I think stumbled on these songs. Something happened. I wrote like 7 songs in like 2 or 3 days.
Dang.
You know?
Yeah.
I was just like writing. I came up with a whole album, a whole concept. Like, I mean, like a good like 8 or 9 songs. Some of those songs I wrote is lyrics on Son of Jacob.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's really cool.
When I said like on that song, like, and I won't run off on my children, they be living with me. Like, I wrote that. I didn't write that to that song. You know what I'm saying? That was a verse from another song that never worked out.
Yeah.
And I was like in my head, like playing like, I don't know, like surgeon. You know what I'm saying? I would just build it, and I was just in there just building it up. You know, I'm gonna take this verse. I'm gonna take this verse. But anyway, I was writing, and I wrote like 7 or 8 songs, and I was like, well, man, if we had the stuff to record it, that'd be dope. And then you texted me.
That was when I hit you up?
That's when you hit me up.
Oh, that's cool.
Like within like 2 months.
Yeah.
Within a month, probably.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about Key and about Sage and about just family stuff. Like, for you as a creative and someone who's trying to do something creatively, your family dynamic, like, what's it like, you know, being a dad and being a husband? And like, I mean, I know they're super encouraging for what you do, but what's that been like? Just
in general, or doing that and being an artist?
I think in general, because like, you know, you get married and you obviously have this passion to create something, but then it's like, well, I do have to leave my family and I do have to provide and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, how can I do this creative thing at the same time? Like, you know, you know what I mean?
I think the biggest thing is that you have to realize that they come first. And what I really, not even just with artistry, being a husband, being a father, being a leader, being a man, being the God-appointed like person that has to lead the home and has that responsibility. I think marriage, for the man at least, is always learning God comes first. I mean, God comes first, but they come first.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, everything is for their benefit. Everything is to build them up. Everything is to make them better. Everything is to make it easier on them. Now, that sounds easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the actuality of that is having to say no, having to say yes, having to say, let's go this way. And the weight of that is what you say goes. So you don't take that lightly.
Right.
Like if I tell my son, no, we're going in here.
Right.
And I do that just because that's not something I want to do, but that's something, but even though he wants to do it, and I could let him do it, but if I simply just choose to say, no, we're going to come in here, he has no choice but to come in there. You know?
Yeah.
If I say, no, I want to go in here, but since this is something you want to do and it'll better serve you, then I won't go in here so that you can come in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little decisions like that is me realizing that that's what that is.
Yeah. I'm resonating with you right now because last night Charity was like, she'll put the guilt trip on you. She's like, can we wrestle tonight? I'm like, man, I got some stuff, you know? And she's like, you never wrestle with me. I'm like, you know, that's not, she'll exaggerate it at that point. But I was feeling it, man. I'm like, they used to call it at church the second shift, you know, like the man had the second shift. Like you get home from your first shift from your work, open that door, you got another shift, you know, it's like the second shift man. So it's like, I was like, no, let's go wrestle, you know, and she loved it, you know, and just got her completely insane before she went to bed. Yeah. Angela was like, what happened to her? I was like, we wrestled. So anyway, I feel like that, you know, it's like putting them above our own needs and our own desires. And it's like, I feel like too, when it comes to music and creative stuff too, I feel like that's only going to help. Because sometimes you can kind of let your dream kind of be like this idol, you know, like I'm chasing this dream, but it's like, even for me, just running a business, it's like, I mean, I make a living making music with people. Like, that's pretty crazy that I get to do that. But it can easily turn into like, I'll just come out here all the time, you know, and just never be with my family. So let's transition to the songwriting process. And hip hop and rap is I love it so much because it's such a combination between the writer and performer and then also the producing and the music side of things, right? Because I think I actually heard on YouTube, I think it was Become a Man, and it was to a different beat, I think, than the one that I had heard or something or that we had worked on or something. And I was like, oh, that's really, I mean, it works, you know, it was like, but it's an interesting combination between the music that you choose to write to and then the lyrical content and then the performance of it. There's like three different things going on. You know, like the music has to hit. Yeah. The writing has to be solid. You know, like, I mean, it was funny because on one of your YouTube videos, this girl commented, she said, "This is really deep, too deep for my understanding."
I remember that comment.
But I feel your heart in it, you know? And I thought, okay, now that's interesting, and I want to bring that up because like that's a good point. Is like your writing, bro. It's good, man. Like I love songs that don't just immediately nail it on the head. Where it's like, it makes me think a little bit. If that makes sense, you know. And in rap, you can say so much, you know, in 10 seconds. So it's like, so anyways, can you talk about that combination between like the music, the writing, and the performance, and how all that comes together for you?
Yeah, I look at making, at least rapping, like the beat and the vibe and the lyrics are so important because it's the anthem to what you want to say. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to find, like, usually me, I start with a mood, but I'm still in the process of finding my writing process. So you got to keep that in mind too. Yeah. But I look for what I'm realizing that works for me is I look for the beat, then I find the flow that I want to say it at, or I just like find out how to mesh feeling the beat myself, feeling what flow wants to naturally come out, and what words want to naturally come out with it. You know what I mean? So the flow is gonna tell me, well, it would be better if you said it like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the flow is like the one advising me, and the words are like the one like telling me like, no, I have to say this.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have to say it like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and all that comes from the music telling you.
That comes from me already listening to the music. So it's like it's like the music talking to me. I'm like vibing with the music. Okay, I feel like the music is giving me emotions. You know what I mean? It's giving me feels. It's like, man, that makes me feel like this. Man, that makes me think about this. Well, when I have this thought, I have these words that come with this thought, and then I have this attitude that comes with that thought as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a game of like matching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it took you from 13, you know what I mean, to get to this point, to be able to pull all those pieces, you know, in the air together,
exactly,
that makes sense in a way that actually is pretty cool.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I think that maturity happens when you just won't settle. You know what I mean? Because you know what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I can almost listen to virtually any artist that's true. Some artists I can listen to only for so long, you know, personally wise, like, I can't really hear all of that.
Yeah.
Some artists, production is not the best. They even their lyrics may not be the best, right? Mm-hmm. But they made what they wanted to make, and they made it the best way they could. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's I think ultimately any writer's process is like, I just won't quit. I know what I want it to sound like. Yeah. I know what I want to say, and I don't want to say that. So I'm going to rewrite it, or I'm going to switch it. I'm going to say it like this. Mm-hmm. I just think that's what separates.
Yeah.
You know, from what I want to make versus what people may want to hear.
Yeah.
Or what may be approved.
Do you think about that at all when you're making songs, or is it just literally like, this is what I like, this is what I want to say, this is what I like? Is there yet a thought behind, you know, what is hot right now?
I think it's an important thought about it, but I think that it's more so of finding your side that can get in that same emotion or mood that song is in. Mm-hmm. You know, like if everybody making hype songs, you know, and you want to make a hype song, just make your version of a hype song. And if they rock with it, they rock with it. If they don't, they don't. But in regard to like, for a while, I wasn't like worried about that. But over time, I've grown to see how important that is. Mm-hmm. Not to keep up, but like to not, for me, like not hold myself to one style or one genre. Mm-hmm. I mean, not genre, but one style, just because I'm scared to try the other styles. In regard to like listening for other people, like listening, like there are some words that I could say that I've talked to you, we talked about this, that I could say, that I want to say, but that I think about a younger crowd listening to it. I think about younger people listening to it. I think about people not in that same context listening to it. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think that it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay, let me overwhelm you with this sentence here.
Okay.
40,000 tracks are added to Spotify every day. Like that just, I can't even get my head around 40,000 tracks, right? How do you think about trying to get more attention amidst the massive amount
all of that
of music that's out? How are you thinking about that when it comes to you as an artist, you and the music that you put out?
I think the biggest thing is just to invest in the ones who've already invested into me, you know, because there are a lot of people listening to music every day. It's a lot of music released every day. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of attention elsewhere, but like I count it a blessing that I have X amount of people who listen to me, because I know those people listening to me will continue listening, and then, Lord willing, they'll spread it to others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think inviting music, you know, like this next single I got coming out, I think it's probably going to be the one with the most traction, you know, because it's more excited. It's more melodic. It's more like what people generally can listen to. You know what I mean? In regards to that, I think just making good music, investing into those who already listen, I think you're good.
I love that mentality because you said making good music. I think a lot of times, like, I heard even this, we've talked about, I think this rapper Russ before, but he put out like 11 albums and nothing happened, and then he put out a song a week for like a couple years or whatever, and you know, everybody like hypes that story up as like, oh, we just got to put out more music. But he literally said in an interview, like, my stuff wasn't good enough for the first 11 stuff. He's like, it's the process of creating, chiseling, being able to pull those pieces that you think and putting them together in better and better ways, that I just think so many people, like, the music is just not good enough. Like, the bottom line, the music has to be good. And hopefully, you know, hopefully the music we do is getting better and better and better. But hopefully the threshold of good is like a solid, let's not forget that quality matters. And like, we don't have to be overboard with it, but at the same time, like, that's the first step, is like making sure that what you're saying, how you're performing it, the recording, like, everything is good. You have to make something good that other people will want. That's like the first thing, right? The second thing you said about just caring about the people that are starting with you. Like, if you start from 0 and you get to 100 people that listen, that's 100 people.
Yeah.
And then that 100 gets to 200, and it's like that 200 goes to 5. It's like, for me, it's like, if I think about that, like, that would just, if we're not so concerned with, I need to have 1 million. Like, you don't need 1 million, right? You just need the right group of people that love what you do. And then that can lead to like 1 million other opportunities and 1 million things that would make, so it's almost like not delaying the idea of like, I will be happy when. It's like, no, we just put out our first single. Like, I'm happy now. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm happy when the next thing, like, whatever, like, and just trusting that process. I don't know. Does that resonate with what you're saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. That's everything.
What would success for you as an artist be?
My heart's desire is just to be able to be in a position to make music, to make true music for people who really listen and who are really blessed by it. That's it.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, to be in that position. I can't call what that'll look like just because I don't know.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm able to do that, I'm content.
Flip it. What is, you would say, your biggest struggle as an artist?
Creating consistently and truly, you know? Truly writing, and I have a plan to make me a better writer, and I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, you know? Like, instead of what I know, like discipline. Yeah. Just discipline, period.
Let's go into this segment I'm calling 8 Things. It used to be 10 things, but I only had 8. Okay. What's the favorite concert that you ever been to?
It was a KB concert.
Okay. I would love to see that.
Yeah, it was a KB concert.
Tell me about that.
I had a homeboy from California named Rello. And if you're watching this, Rello, what's up? I don't know, man. That dude used to always just call me up, like, and just come to this concert over here, come to this concert over here. It was like, that was who I went to concerts with. That was my boy. But we was just live. Yeah. Like, that's another fun fact. I never been to a non-Christian concert.
To a non-Christian concert?
I've never been to a non-Christian concert. I've always went to the Unashamed tour or this concert at this church with this person, but I've never like been like to a concert. Yeah. Like a venue. Like, not even when them people was at venues. When they was going to when they was having concerts and I was going, they was at churches. So and a lot of them, they in stadiums now. So I just ain't got the money for that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. What is a favorite artist that you currently can't stop listening to?
Maybe 1K Few.
Okay.
Like, I've been jamming.
I heard a few of his songs. It's good.
Once you listen to the words, like, he be talking. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I'll have to check it out.
I'd say 1K Few. That's probably it.
Okay. What was the last song that made you stop and say, dang, that's good?
I'll be asking me these questions. My memory game gonna be up like that. The only song I could think of is J. Cole, Window Pane.
Okay. When you heard that, you're like, ooh.
When I heard that, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I cried.
Dang, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's what I want to know.
But not on the first listen, just playing it back. But I didn't cry because of the words he was saying.
Oh, what do you think?
I was crying because I was like, dog, like I could see myself writing with this feeling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like you resonated
I want to write something like that.
I got you.
But I was feeling that mud.
Okay, I've seen you perform on stage a few times, and even that one recording that we did, that's so sick, man. And you did. Did you just do one song or two songs? Or
just one.
One. I think it's one. Yeah, I was like, but anyways, my whole question number 4 is studio or stage? Which do you prefer more? Stage,
just because I ain't really been on a stage like that. Yeah, I don't want to be. I see myself. I don't fantasize about being in the studio. I'm fantasizing about being on the stage.
Man, I'm with you in the studio. Come on, man.
That's why.
My dream is to be the hype man on stage.
I'm gonna invite you on.
Okay. Yeah. Can we like write it in a contract? No. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, my dream is to be a hype man on stage, just to be the guy with the just hyping things up. What's your favorite thing to do when you're not working?
Not working? Nothing.
Okay.
Just a whole bunch of
chilling.
Nothing. Just chilling at the house.
What's your drink of choice?
Drink of choice, coffee.
I know you got like 1 million liters of water over there.
Coffee.
Yeah. What's the song that you have created that you're most proud of? Even maybe ones that haven't come out, or maybe they have, but
that's a good one. It gotta be out of Endless. That second verse on Endless, man. I just listen to it. I just like wait for parts. Like, oh man, that one and the one song we recorded. It's called Untouchable.
Okay.
The beat 3.
Like one of the recent ones.
Yeah.
You just like love
but
it.
That may just be some recent love right now. So now I'm gonna just say Endless.
You haven't got old of that one yet.
Yeah. Okay. I ain't let that one live.
Let's tell people, like, you just came out with a single, Son of Jacob. We definitely want people to go check that out. There's a video on YouTube people can check out. That's the song that we're gonna perform live here in a second. Can you tell us a little bit of a backstory of how that came about, maybe the heartbeat of that, or give us a little bit of info on that song.
Well, the name Son of Jacob comes from the title of the EP. The title of the EP is God Will Increase, and it is basically taking the little that I have and following what seems to be this opportunity to make this music. In my mind, I gotta have this or I gotta have that, but it's just, okay, well, let me take what I have. Let me take these rhymes that I have and throw them together and make this song and add some extra ideas. And I'm gonna just give it out and then see what God do with it. But God Will Increase also is what Joseph means, which is my name. So Joseph is the son of Jacob. So this song is just the Son of Jacob. Is this verse taken from this song, this verse taken from this song, all put together. Boom. There you go.
Love it. Well, dude, I really appreciate you being here and giving your time, and super excited with what you're doing, and just I really think God's gonna bless it. And I just I just appreciate your friendship more than anything too. You know, it's not just about a working relationship, but it's really like a friendship. You know, we joke and we laugh and drink coffee together. So appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you, man. For real.
All right, let's get into it.
Yep. Yeah, can't be nobody but me. Not from the west, not from the east, I'm out the 713. My lady love me, she say I talk like a PIMP. I told her blame it on the grace and mercy, not the police. I told her I can't run from nothing cause I'm already free. I told her I can't waste my time stressing about what they think. God got me doing all the things the devil told me I can't. That's why my music make your face look like the audio stink. And tell you Jesus got the grace to take off all of your chains. I feel like Andre, I'm so Benjamin and Hillary Swain. Got more than that in the bank, I keep that thing on my brain. They trying to catch Joseph slipping, but it ain't gonna be today. I got no laws on me,
It's only two if I do and you see them prowl on me. Don't do no talking, I'm walking and blessings fall on me. Got no umbrella like Ella, my brick be all on me. Been tripping, I'm learning how to love all, homie. My life feel like a blue bonnet, you hear the draw on me. Provision never come early, but never stall on me. I'm in my bag when I'm present like after fall, homie. No propaganda, got humble, became a beast. Now my body filled with heat. Now every day I live, I understand cause I can see. Can you tell me what you see? Tell me what you believe. Almost lost my damn mind, worried about what people think. Man, I done spent too much of time explaining myself. Explaining myself, man, I been hanging myself. Hanging myself, man, I been changing myself. Changing myself, man, I've been chaining myself. I got 99 problems, 100 losses, 100 wins. I'm already rich, I ride that bucket like a Benz. I told KRM we never living poor again. Round up all the chicken and I leave it to my kids. That's a broken cycle of depression that ain't seen. You had to sell your house, I had to buy my house. I had to make it out, I had to break them out. I had to know myself, I had to love myself. I know boys selling dope. I know boys trapping with they mattress on the floor. I know that way of life be robbing them my hope. I know they can't sleep at night and so they gotta smoke. I know they be thinking that the drugs help them cope. I know that music that they listen to is pop. All they do is tell you about they self, not where to go. All they do is tell you that your sister is a hoe. But it was different with me. I won't run out on my wife, she be healing with me. And I won't run off on my kids, they be living with me. And everybody rhyming might just make a million with me. Now if you bob your head to this, then you be feeling with me. But if you really listen to it, you'll be healing with me. Now gonna come out to a show and break the ceiling with me. And if you touch me, you gonna find out God be killing for me, for real.